Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Monday, June the 19th, 2023. Today we are pulling from the foil tarot cards. So we start off with the Ace of Cups. So our cup is runneth over. There is a major shift happening here. You know, they showed me this stream last week where they were showing the waxing crescent. So you may have had a heavy weekend with the double Gemini sky where it was very serious and they keep to themselves, and it's just like more of your shadow side may have come out. I worked I worked like 20 hours in less than 24 hours, and it was just like, you know what I mean? It's just like I had to watch that. I'm just like, you're tired, so you gotta sit there and just put that in perspective. You'll get some sleep and everything will be fine. I'm fine now. You know what I mean? I know I was just like, don't do any recordings or anything like that because, you will say things that, you would never say ever. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's just, it doesn't compute properly. It's just, you just stay away from the internet. We have the Chariot though here. When they're talking about our Ace of Cups filling forward, it's like we are in charge. With determination and dedication, we will be the victor wearing the wreath. At worth, they're talking about our worth here. They were showing, like, with determination and dedication, I was determined to turn things around, and they show me that, how I just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. There was a bit of a setback there, but it's like, I keep at it, and I encourage others, and I'm like, you know what, not every single call is going to be the same, you know what I mean? Just keep at it. It's like, trying to sit there, and it's like, gotta sit there and turn back to a sales call. It's just, especially when you're talking to them for 20, 30, 40 minutes and you think you've told them everything already. It's like you got to go back and say all these things, even though we gave them all this information, right? It's like we still got to go back to that because that's what we're not even judged on, graded on. You know what I mean? So it's like they just want to make sure that we're giving everybody the utmost service. You know what I mean? That's what we're paid for. So I understand that. But you know what I mean? People do get angry. I've had the other side. It's like, who paid you to say all that? And I'm like, that is what corporate has heard back from our guests, and that is what we are doing. I said, if you do not like it, I said, please let them know when you check in, so that way they will sit there and change it. I said, but until that happens and there's enough people that say it, I said, we have to give all the spiel. And she's like, okay. She's like, it's effing annoying. And I said, I do apologize. I said, I could see when people make, website reservations. They put as little information as possible. I said, but we cannot do those things. So it's different. Everything is different. But, it's like my job is to do this. This is what they expect of me. And it's just like, sometimes it's a bit much, but it's like it's getting easier. You know what I mean? It's just like it's going to take time to get into that flow because I'm not the type of person to, ask you this and that and pry. And you know what I mean? It's just like you're here because you're here. You're coming because you're coming. Like, I don't need to know your whole life story. You know what I mean? So we got to change things. Sometimes we got to do things we don't want to do. You know what I mean? Go out of our comfort zone. I don't mean like do anything that goes against your moral compass, but it's just like push out of our comfort zone. We would never ask these things. That's not how we were raised, but that's what it's called for, But you could see the shift. You know what I mean? So it's just like you do the shift and it's like, the less negativity that'll be around you. Even with a certain situation, I'm just like, even this, oh my gosh, the police, what is it called? Don't Stand. That song, it's just like, it really resonates because it's just like, a certain situation and then just like, it makes sense. You know what I mean? It's just like a lot of things. They tell you don't date anyone. It's too young if it do half your age plus 6. That is a good range. You know what I mean? But even sometimes like mature wise, like, or where your life is, it's, I don't know, every situation is different, but it's just like, I feel like just take your time in situations. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was the biggest message, from the Shadowwood, is when they shared that. They were just like, when they showed the Knight of Pentacles and they were like, he was proposing marriage. You know what I mean? A commitment, of a contractual commitment. We definitely get that with the Ten of Coins. And it's just like, they were like, they're like, be patient, and he will turn into the king. He will be your king. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's just like, it may not happen now. It may not happen tomorrow. You know, a lot of us have that longing to be in a partnership, but don't let it define you. Your life is not over. It doesn't mean you are less worthy. It just means at this time in your life, remember we had that major, like with the emperor, where they're like, right now it's like Eight of Pentacles, concentrate on your work. This is the phase to concentrate on work. Look what you guys are freaking amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I've had people that I've read for years, and they still haven't subscribed, or you know what I mean, they like videos, but you know what I mean, they don't subscribe to stuff. Or like even family members, they're not subscribed to anything, they don't share it or anything like that. You know what I mean? That's why I give the love to the people that I give it to. You know, there's a rapper that I read for, and you know, he's like, you know, when things shift, he's like, I'll be, you know, I'm gonna pay you for everything that you've done for me. And I'm like, that's not why I'm here. If you succeed, that's where I'm happy. I'm like, I see you succeeding. I see you where I saw you when I first started reading for you. You're at that point now. I said, keep going what you're doing. Do what you're doing. You know, it's like, keep pushing yourself. Keep, you know, you're in charge of your life, you know, with the Chariot. You know what I mean? You're in charge of life where we lead it. Sometimes we, you know, sit there and deceive ourselves that we're not worthy. You know, we're not good enough. We'll never make it. It's like, you don't know. Look at you guys. For the longest time, I was at like, it was like, 18 people, you know what I mean? But it's like, I have no bots. It's like I said, people I've read for years aren't subscribed to my channels. Family members aren't subscribed to my channels. These are you guys sitting there and liking the videos and sitting there and sharing them and subscribing. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why I always take care of the people that I read for, the people that support me, because it's just like, you know, it takes that off, you know, especially when things get tedious sometimes, when you have a lot on your plate, and it's just like, you know, why do I keep putting my energy into this? Like, you know, it's not developing the fruit that I would like by now. You know what I mean? And then, you know, like Dupree, he's just like, you know, here's, you know, it's not much, but he's like, here. And I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. I'm like, no worries. I'm like, you know, I know you got me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't worried. And he goes, no. He's just like, I know it ain't much. He goes, but, and he sent it. You know what I mean? And I was just like, little things like that. It's just like, he knows anytime he messages me, it may not be right away. You know, I'm not so easily too accessible anymore. You know what I mean? But it's like, they know. You know what I mean? When I'm there, I'm there. You know, I always told everybody, I'm by your side until you tell me to leave your side. You know what I mean? It's just like, I know when my people are doing good, my tribe is doing good, it's like they're quiet. And I'm like, you know, that means everybody's in a great place. When they're always blowing up my phone, I know something's going on. I try to be for you guys as much as I can. You know, that's why I keep my prices the way I do. You know, rich people got all these people. You know what I mean? I want to accomplish things, but Yahweh will put Yeshua will put those things in my life. Because they see that, you know, I'm not sitting there and it's just like, you know, run by like, just by money. It's like, yeah, you give me, the way that I see it with you guys, if you feel what I did for you is more than what I asked for you in a reading price, then you are more than welcome to tip. Or be like, you know, the rapper where he sits there and he's just like, here, you know, you've done more for me than I could repay for you, but, you know, here's a little something, here's a little taste. And it's like, you know, thank you. Like, I didn't even expect that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's the way I'm with you guys. It's just like, you know, I can't, you know, always, you know, sometimes, I don't know if you guys ever watch Batman Returns, where the Riddler, played by Jim Carrey, you know, brilliantly played by Jim Carrey, where he sits there and he puts that device on the head, not to sit there and take your energy or anything like that, but just to show the images that I would have in my head, and it would resonate a lot more. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, so I know someone's going to make that device, but it's just like, we're getting there, you know, where we're able to put, you know, Google just came up with that headset where you put it on and you're able to go on the internet, you know, you're able to swipe in the air and you're actually like, you know, in the, I guess, like, you know, with watching TikToks or whatever, instead of looking down on your phone. But it's just like, I feel like that would be another level of like seeing who the people we're seeing. You know what I mean? Like when we see those loved ones, the images that we see, and it's just like, you know what I mean? I always use visual aids. I'll go on Google. It's like, that looks like this kind of actor, or this looks like someone I know. And it's like, you know, does anyone resonate with this likeness or something like that, you know? So we're getting there with technology wise, but you know, That's why I feel like with the deceit, it's like, don't let the naysayers define who you are. Just because people will not support you publicly does not mean that you are not worthy of supporting. You know what I mean? The right people will come. The army, they were talking about that last week, the army will come. You know what I mean? The people that will support you and clap for you and cheer for you on. I feel like TikTok is the biggest, well, both ways, but the most authentic one, where it's just like, you know, you can sit there and support people because it's just like, you know what I mean? We're there because we enjoy your content. We're there because we resonate with who you are and what you do and what you say. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, that mean, like, with a lot of us, that is, you know what I mean? Like, even myself as, you know, someone that follows a lot of people on there. You know, certain people resonate a lot more with others, you know, but it really does resonate, you know, in that way. This is the dream I had, the waxing crescent, you know what I mean? And I felt like it was just like that Gemini energy. I know it was Gemini energy, but I also know it was, well, double Gemini. But I also know because I worked like 20 hours, you know, in less than 24 hours. So it was just like, you know, but the other day was my mistake. I read it wrong. I applied to do 2 days and only one was granted. So it was my fault. But it's just like, you know, they're sitting there and it's like, you got to make a decision as you move forward. You know what I mean? Look at the clouds, especially the clouds. You know, I love this deck. It's just how it's so beautiful. But it's just the cards. It's very ominous. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, we may not be able to think clearly in this situation. We may not be able to they're saying articulate. But I feel like you may not have all the information here, but it's like making a decision. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is where the King of Wands comes in. And I feel like the King is like that stern energy. The Queen is that nurturer, but the King is like, listen here. You need to follow your intuition in this situation. You know what I mean? We always see the King as someone coming in here. That could be that too. But I feel like with this decision, I feel like it's what's going to bring you happiness. What's going to be what works for you and your family. What works for you in your situation. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's not going to resonate with a lot of people. And it's like, it's your life. You know what I mean? It's just like, you got to do what's best. And I feel like follow your intuition with this. They're saying what we do here is going to bring in the 10 of Pentacles. And I feel like in the point where it's like, if you asked, I know a lot of you do ask questions before you watch tarot readings, which is fine. But also remember, it's like, take what resonates with you. Maybe you did ask a question. Maybe you do get your answers. This is a yes card. This is like one of the best cards to get in the minor arcana in that sense. You know, they talk about like a verbal contractual thing that turns into something that's binding, you know, a legal thing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, happy home life, you know, I love the fact of like, you know, your sanctuary, you know what I mean? I love that word. It's like your home is your sanctuary. Yes, it should be 1010%. And it's just like happy couple, happy children, happy home life, happy, you know, fur babies, happy grandparents, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, that kind of old school life, which I really do admire. You know what I mean? Where it's just like the grandparents sit there and help with the children. The parents could go out in there and work and not worry that, you know, the kids are left with strangers, that they're learning the stories of the past and the cookings and the traditions and everything like that. You know, we've really lost that way, you know. Now the internet has become the babysitter in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? But, you know, this is leading to the sun, but it's like, you got to watch your ego here, you know, because I'm getting 6 of Wands energy. You know what I mean? Victor wearing the wreath. You know, that's why I feel like they're like, don't let this deceive you. They were talking about sponsorship. So, you know, Kristen Howard, I believe is her name. She's always got the pink hair. Love her. I love her energy. She makes me laugh, but she is so relatable in a lot of ways where it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we all have good days. We all have bad days. A lot of people crap on her for the wrong reasons. Like, she just went on a sponsor trip and they're like, ugh, they sponsored you. And I'm like, what? You jealous or something? Like, why not her? You know, she said, like, she shared that. She goes, I love these products. I genuinely use them. And she's like, tag people. She's like, if you use their products, tag them. I started tagging too. It's like, why not? This is your product. You know what I mean? Like, you get new tarot decks, freaking send one my way. I love freaking tarot decks. You know, there's certain ones that I really, really resonate with. You know, someone in my life that was really important once upon a time really sent me these really deep decks, and it's just like, those are the ones I cherish the most. But there's like this one, it's just a visualization of it, the it's just very appealing. I really love art and everything. I just feel like it's just an amazing deck. But I feel like you will be the victor wearing the wreath, but they're saying like an ego kind of here, where it's just like, don't think that now that certain things have come in that you're better than everyone else, or like things are beneath you anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I guess, like in a lot of sense where people who get a lot of money start shopping. I get shopping at better stores, like, with produce and everything like that. Like, myself is like, I shop at Walmart, but I know if I spend a little couple more dollars, I could go to Sobeys and buy better, produce. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, definitely do that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're able to, it's like, invest a little bit more into those, more delicious ingredients where they're not small and bruised already. You know what I mean? Where you could get a little bit more life out of them. But, I feel like in that way, but I feel like it's just like, or, you know what I mean? Where like healers, which, God bless you, whatever you do, not here to judge, but it's like increasing the prices to a point where the people that got you to that point are not able to obtain your services anymore. They're like, oh, well, you could save up or this and that. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like nowadays, like, oh my gosh, like, it's like everyone's really watching their coins, because it's just like, I'm sure a lot of people can resonate. Thank you. I just sneezed. But it's just like I'm sitting there looking at my grocery cart and I'm like, okay, well, like this could wait till next week. Like, I'm not that low yet to, buy some more or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not dire. But it's like I got two teenagers like eating me out of house and home. It's just like, sometimes you gotta buy the things that, even though you're trying to save money, it's just like you can't really help it. Sometimes it's like, that's what they eat. That's why I'm like, wherever, is it readings? Is it there? Like, where can I sit there and get those extra hours, so, alleviate the amount of money going out and bring more in. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's just, you know what I mean? Just watch that ego there. You know what I mean? Especially like because the shadow side is there. We're coming out of that double Gemini sky on Sunday. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and I feel like, especially with this Two of Swords energy, you know what I mean? It's like, don't think out of ego, think of out of your intuition, So just watch yourself as this is coming forward and just do what best resonates with you at the time. Sometimes we do make decisions and we're like, I regret that decision. But out of the information we're given at that situation or how we were dealing with it, like I always ride myself hard for moving into the mold and mouse house, where if I would have stayed probably 3 more months, I would have, everything would have been fine, but it's just, sometimes it'll just gets to be too much, so I know the things that were taken from us and lost will be replaced. I know that because they keep happening. So it's just like, keep believing in yourself, keep riding hard. I know sometimes it's tedious, but it will work out. I feel, especially with this energy right here, following your intuition, where it's going to lead to these things, There's like, don't sell your soul though. It's your soul though. You know what I mean? I feel like some people will take sponsorships just for the sake of the money and actually believe in the product. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't think that's fair, because you've been blessed with such an audience. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, get behind the things that you actually would, like, even if you weren't on that platform and you could afford it, if you could, you would sit there and do those things. You know what I mean? So I feel like in that way, but I just feel like, get your sleep, watch your energy, watch your thoughts. I feel like that Seven of Swords is that deceitful energy, just watch that. Just kind of sit there. Did I get enough sleep? Am I getting enough, maybe you're not getting enough sun. So like, take that into account. But it's just like, don't ride yourself hard. There's only so many hours in the flipping day. I was riding myself so hard. It's like, this has to get done. This has to get done. And this has to get done. And it's just like certain things happen, So A season and a reason, what they're saying, you know? Just watch that. Keep believing in yourself. Keep pushing forward. I feel like something is tedious, is why I say that. And it's like, keep pushing forward. You know what I mean? Follow your I'm not saying take on so much. Don't make this a Ten of Swords energy where it's like you just keep piling it on and piling it on. Don't keep doing that. Sit there, take care of what you have on your list, let it fall off, rejuvenate, and then get back to whatever, take on some more things. But don't, you know what I mean? It just believe in yourself. I just feel like that's what you need to hear right now. It's going to be okay. Get your sleep. You know what I mean? Sit there and keep positive things around you. Positive things, people, places, and things. Keep it positive. Keep it lighthearted. Take care. Drink your water. You're not drinking your water. But keep pushing forward. Everything's going to work out, honestly. Everything will fall into place. The right flow is going to come in, Everything comes in ebb and flows. If you could sit there and look back at your life, you will see it comes and flows, Put it out to the universe with no harm to none. Keep bringing it into your life. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Monday, June the 19th, 2023. May the universe bless you good. Thank you to all of you that subscribe and like. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.